it's Wendy Purviance, and today I wanted to talk to you about soups. And it's winter and it's cold, and so one of my very favorite meals to really just feel good and warm and nourishing is soups. And so today I'm going to make a lemon artichoke chicken soup, and I'm going to make it in a stock pot. You can actually put it in a slow cooker if you want to pop it in before you go to work or early in the morning and just let it cook all day long. You can do that as well. I'm going to put it in a stock pot. And so what I have done is I've taken 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You can use coconut oil or olive oil, and put it in your pot over medium heat and just allow it to start to warm up and simmer, not too hot. And then I have 4 cloves of garlic. And the garlic you can use just based on your own preference. I personally like a lot of garlic, and so I usually will add a little bit more than some people, but again, some of this is just based on your own preference. So I have 4 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna let that simmer, and then while that's in there, I'm gonna also add in a half of an onion. Now I had a large onion, so I'm going to say that it was about 1 full cup, and I chopped it pretty fine. And one of the things is, in our family at least, I have a 5-year-old, and when you make soups, at least in our family, I like to chop it a little finer because my daughter doesn't like onions in it, and so she doesn't know that they're there if I chop them really fine. So some of this is going to be based on your own family and what works good for you. So I have 2 tablespoons of my base, my oil. I used olive oil. I have 4 cloves of garlic. I have 1 cup of yellow onion that is in there as well. And I'm gonna let that start to, what you wanna do is just let it start to become translucent just a little bit. It's going to be cooking, so it's going to have plenty of time to soften over while it's cooking. And you'll notice all the ingredients that are going into this soup are all colorful. So I love to use the color of the rainbow throughout the day in all the meals that I make. And so it's really one of the things that I try to integrate into all the meals that I cook as well. So I will be adding in, next, while that is cooking, I'm gonna add in some carrots. And this was 4 carrot sticks, and again, chopped pretty finely, small. Soups are, just so perfect to be able to sip on throughout the day. They're so nourishing. As I said, they're just kind of a staple in our household during all year round, honestly, but especially during the winter time. I really love them. So we're gonna let that cook a little bit. And then I also have 4 stalks of celery that I've chopped up pretty fine. Now, one of the things I was talking about earlier is that you can put this in a slow cooker. If you put it in a slow cooker, you obviously aren't really going to soften and saute everything ahead of time, which is okay. That's one of the things about soups is you're cooking it all day long, and it has the opportunity to cook and all the flavors meld together. I am just today planning on doing it in a stock pot and allowing the vegetables to really saute and take a moment to soften just a bit. And then I also have 1 yellow pepper. I've taken the seeds out as well as the skin, and I'll add that right to the stock pot. So you can see yellow and green and orange, and then we have the white from the onions. I'm gonna add all of that to the pot, and that's gonna just simmer. And then I have artichokes. So I've taken an entire can of artichokes, and I've again chopped them pretty fine. I'm gonna add that to my pot. Start to stir that. You can see it's taking on a really nice chunky, hearty soup. And then I actually have cooked chicken ahead of time. So I went ahead and cooked some chicken breast and I chopped it up pretty fine again. So I'll add my chicken. And if you're a vegetarian, you know, feel free. This soup is really hearty on its own. You don't really need to have the chicken. You won't be missing anything. So we'll put that in there. And then I'm going to take my lemon. So I'm going to take the juice of an entire lemon, because this is a pretty big soup, pretty big stock pot. And I'm just going to juice an entire lemon here. And right now, Meyer's lemons are in season where I am. I'm not sure where you are. We're in California, and I love Meyer's lemons. They are so juicy. You get so much more juice, but they're really flavorful. So they really add to the meal that you're cooking. Smells delicious. And then I'm going to go ahead, before I add all of my my stock, I'm going to add my seasonings. So today I have an all-purpose seasoning, I have a thyme, and I have a basil. And you can add really basically any seasonings that you like. But these are kind of some of my go-tos for soup, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of each of these. So that was an all-purpose seasoning. My next one is going to be thyme. And then I have a basil. Okay, I'm going to do a couple clicks of pepper. Again, since I'm making it for my family, I'm not going to do too much pepper. And then I'm going to do a couple clicks of salt in here. I will be adding some vegetable broth, so it will have some salt already added. And let's give that a quick stir. Looks delicious. Okay, then I am going to add 4 cups of a vegetable broth. You can use chicken in place of that if you'd like to. We'll add 4 cups of vegetable. And then I'm also going to add in some really nice, good cold water. Doesn't have to be cold. And I'm going to add in about 4 cups, an equal amount. And there you have it. So what I'll do is I will actually just cover this. I'll cook it on low for the entire day, or at least for a few hours. Everything really will not take that much time. The chicken is already cooked. And then the vegetables, sauteing them ahead of time really kind of speeds that up. But I'm gonna simmer it on low for the next few hours, and then hopefully it'll be ready by lunchtime for me. And so this again was a lemon artichoke chicken soup. And I hope that it sounds delicious to you and warm and nourishing, and you might give it a try.